Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio. Not so normal. How's Denise and Ron doing tonight?
Doing good.
We're pretty good. Sorry I didn't have a show last night. You know, I had a lot of people contact me to find out wwhy. It's just
Probably more than that would have showed up.
Probably, yeah.
I figured you was busy one way or the other.
It was from it was digging in into all the stuff we're trying to get rid of, and then I'm on a work project that I'm trying to get done before I take off an extended amount of time from work.
Right.
Move. So plus I got to keep a contractor busy, you know, so not only do I have to keep myself busy, I have to keep somebody else busy. So
exactly. I mean, it's been quite a busy week though with the shows and everything going on, but and Rumble's really picking up. So that's great. I mean, all the shows now are getting up in 300, 400, 500, 600 views.
Good.
More than 4 cents this week?
Yeah, a little bit. You're not going to get rich on Rumble yet, but as we get more viewing hours on there, then we get paid ads to come on there.
Right.
So that's one thing to look at. But anyway, we got some guests down in the... Yeah, but what else did you have to say?
Oh, I was going to tell you about our guests.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Well, I was going to tell everybody about our guests, not just you. So our guests tonight...
I thought you was going to tell me something special.
Well, you know what? They are special. These are my paranormal kids. These are people that I love. So tonight we have on David Glidden and Charles Fort, or otherwise known as Charlie to me. I know everybody else calls him Charles, but you know, it is what it is.
Charlie.
So we got on Boogeyman Radio tonight, and we're going to be talking about a term that was coined by David Glidden called paratainment. And we've talked about this before, but in light of recent leakage, you know, it's about damn time that somebody talked about the fact that this is truly, it's supposed to be entertainment. Let's talk about, you know, why everybody's getting all pissed off and why, you know, people are boycotting Ghost Adventures and all this other stuff. You know, and to be fair, Ron has seen none of this. So a lot of this is going to be news to him, other than the fact that some shows have been canceled that he really liked. But besides that, well, that he liked, not really liked.
Yeah.
I mean, we can run around and go, a lot. We can do that, but you know, on the other hand, he doesn't know any of all this. So
before anything, I told her years ago, I said, if anybody else comes up on Travel Channel, anybody else comes up with any decent shows, they will get Zach will get rid of them. And I said, and the reason why, they're a threat.
And they froze up. So while we're doing that, I will bring David and Charles up.
That is a great shot.
Hey,
that is a
whenever
great
do you
shot.
get to see Denise and Ron voiceless?
That is a great shot of Denise.
Somebody needs to screenshot that real quick.
Oh, it's gone, darn it.
Oh,
we'll go back over it.
Dang it.
They're froze again.
Yep.
Our internet froze. I mean, it actually just went.
We had perfect
squirrel stopped for a minute.
So if I freeze up again, do whatever it is you want to do. But I'm going to try to get off my VPN and see if that helps.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. So couldn't have
They're
timed
listening
that better.
to you.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
It's not so normal on this show. So
I mean, the minute that it is normal, we're not having fun and we're not laughing at it.
that's right.
Facts.
You know what the problem is? The problem was I made a meme on Facebook and I got in trouble for it, and they're watching now. So you guys are now associated with a renegade over here.
But about how old was that meme, Dave? How old?
2
was that
years
post?
old.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was going to say.
It was hilarious. It was still hilarious. I saw it again. I was like, oh, that's great.
Now I want to see it now.
Yeah.
It was back when Joe Biden left like $1 billion of equipment in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And it was a picture of the Taliban in that office all huddled together. And on it, I put, "Do you think they're vaccinated?"
Yeah.
Well, if they were huddled
Apparently
together.
that's hate speech. I don't know.
Nah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Facebook got me pretty good for one. It was, I don't know if y'all like Peeps at all. I don't know. Either way, disgusting to me. I was down in Texas and they had Pepsi, or they had Peeps flavored Pepsi, and
Yeah.
it's now up here.
They got
And-
all flavors.
Right. So I made a post about, or I commented on someone's post about that. And Facebook was like, because I said, I was like, I wanted to burn the building down. Just, it's totally a joke. I didn't actually want to burn the freaking building down. But Facebook caught me for that. And I was like, I think you I fought it and wrote, you misunderstood the context or whatever it is. And then they lifted it. I was like, oh, thank God, because I wasn't actually going to burn the building
Well,
down.
the blowing up
No.
candy factories, I mean, that
Ugh.
might,
well,
might blame you for that.
it might be
Yeah.
a hate crime because it was
That might be.
bunnies they were making.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, on
Well,
those Peeps, either people love them or they can't stand them. There's no
Yeah.
in
One or
between.
the other.
I'm just thinking, though, Peeps flavored Pepsi?
I know
What?
they got them. I didn't know they had all these.
Why?
flavors.
Here's an
Oh my
idea.
God.
Let's
Okay,
take
so-
our sugary drink and put more sugar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, add more added sugar. We were talking
Yeah.
about that the other day. There was cookies that had Lucky Charms in them, and we were talking about added sugar. They're cookies. Why do you
Yeah.
need to add more sugar?
Yeah.
Diabetes. What?
Cancer's down this year. I don't know.
I don't know.
So, needless to say, you know what? We're going to have all kinds of fun talking about all kinds of crap tonight. So, like I said, we're going to talk about paratainment.
Yes.
So, you guys get to watch all the fun stuff about all that. So, like I said, Ron didn't see any of it. All I've heard is, some stuff about it. I know that Destination Fear is gone off of
Yeah.
no longer going, and they're working on a new thing on their own. What other shows have been canceled on Travel Channel recently?
Well, here's the thing about the whole cancellation thing. Everybody thinks all the stuff got canceled, but shows like Ghost Brothers, they weren't doing another Ghost Brothers. It hasn't been out in a couple of years now.
Couple years, yeah.
Yeah.
I know they tried shooting some episodes of a different thing, but Ghost Brothers did several different things for Travel Channel. So
Yeah.
that had
Yeah.
nothing to do with that. From my understanding, what Zach has to do with is was anybody that was related or associated with Nick Groff.
Yeah.
So like when Ghost of Shepherdstown got pulled, the people that were the cast for Ghost of Shepherdstown kind of got blackballed as well, and the shows were recast, and they kept the title Ghosts of, and they decided to make it like this whole spin, like a universe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this is according to Bill Hartley, so who was on Ghost of Shepherdstown. So they kind of got blackballed from that just because they were associated with Nick. And then with Destination Fear, I guess Destination Fear was getting competitive numbers with Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, they were.
Obviously, Zach.
Yeah, it's a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why.
I definitely think, and so on a not so someone basically just wreaking havoc on other shows of people that know certain people, but I also thought too maybe it's kind of a perfect excuse for them to also be like, well, coming out of the times and how the economy is going, they could be cutting back on cost of shows as well. So unfortunately about Destination Fear, though, it was a pretty high viewed show.
Mm-hmm.
Them to cancel a show that was that popular, that doesn't seem like budget cuts to me.
No, it's a threat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all
So
it is.
some shows could have been maybe a budget thing because of viewership, and less viewership, you're not going to get as much less viewership. You're going to probably not get another season.
But do we know what the numbers were? What their Nielsen rating
I
was?
don't know.
If you saw
I don't
what
know
Ghost
100%.
Adventures did their last year, where you could actually get it without pay per view, they weren't going very far.
No, they won't either because Zach doesn't.
I
like
mean, they were going Nevada, California, Utah. That was New Mexico.
Oh, Arizona.
Arizona.
Now,
that was it.
Reason for that is the only time they'll go anywhere outside of the West Coast is if they have multiple locations lined up together. Right. Because Zach does not like to travel, so that's the whole reason why they don't go anywhere outside of the East Coast or West Coast.
I know when they came here to do the Sally House, they went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right after.
No.
And when they did the Squirrel Cage, they were supposed to do Malvern.
Yeah.
The Groff Association kind of screwed that over for Malvern.
Thank God.
But yeah, they did like several things.
Think about it. That was a good thing for Malvern.
Yeah.
That would
I mean, without Ghost Adventures, they're still like packed.
Yeah, Malvern. Oh yeah.
So it's not like it was a make or break thing, you know.
Exactly.
But they would have went in there and found 12 demons, and everything's demonic, and that would have just ruined it all.
Just number one.
Yeah.
Who was it? Speaking of just ridiculous paratainment, if you guys haven't seen some of these YouTube shows now, have you guys seen how crazy they are? Like just ridiculous.
I've heard about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I highly recommend maybe cruise around and go watch some of the bigger, most well-known ones. They're a bit ridiculous.
Sam and Colby, Twins Paranormal, and
jeez. Yeah. But I will say one show that I do like so far is it Ghost Encounters?
Paranormal Encounters.
Paranormal Encounters.
Connor Biddle.
I do like Connor Biddle quite a bit, and but yeah, YouTube. We'll get to YouTube paratainment here in a minute, I guess. Let's talk about what we were
it doesn't really
just
matter.
at.
I mean, paratainment's paratainment, but
true. I'm trying to switch gears too much, but yeah, it's
Now going back to the Zach thing, another thing that people don't realize happened in that same time span was Time Warner bought Discovery. Mm-hmm. So there's a change of ownership, and with a change of ownership, like Charles was talking about with cuts and things like that, they're going to figure out who they want on their roster of shows.
Yeah.
And I think
the same thing we go through at work, it's called a synergy. They're trying to build their synergy, and in this case, it's who's duplicating what, and we're going to get rid of the duplication. And I mean, we go through this all the time in the corporate world. 25 years at whatever company I'm working for, it's the same company, it just keeps changing names. So keep track of that. But every time we go through it, we go through this synergy.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just the way that it goes. And people don't realize that doesn't matter how good you are, there's somebody doesn't got it in to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with all this happening,
personal. So
all this is happening all at once. So like it just kind of amplifies the whole paradrama thing because like they see like Kindred Spirits, I think was another one that got canceled.
Oh, wow.
I can't find any proof of that one.
I'm not sure. That's why I said I think it got canceled. I'm not sure.
They're
Amy Bruni's
I think
page.
their last episode's coming up either this weekend or soon.
Yeah.
And somebody tried to say the Dead Files got canceled, but I don't know.
Kindred Spirits, that needed to get canceled. I like Amy and Adam, but
Portals to Hell too. I forgot about that one.
I see their pattern. They don't go anywhere either. They're all up in the Northeast. They're stuck up there. That's as far as they go. And every case that they have, they scope and case every one of these. Every place that they go, they have to be a big time liberal. Everyone, every damn one of them. And I'm just to the point where it's just I've had enough. I don't need them pushing their crap on me.
No.
Apparently,
it's all got to fit a narrative. It's all got to it has.
Yeah, apparently.
Narrative.
Jeez.
It's horrible.
Somebody last night was trying to tell me that Ghost Adventure was coming to Pineville for a lockdown. over by where I live. And I was like, they're not coming out here for lockdown. They're like, oh yeah, my cousin said it's on this street and everything. So I'm like, I text Conkle and I was like, hey, are you guys coming to Pineville or are you in Pineville or anything? He's like, nope, we're not coming there. And I sent him the screenshot of the text. I'm like, look, here's somebody that is associated with the show. They said new. So
now, isn't there a bunch of people that are coming out and saying that we're on the show or involved with Ghost Adventures? A bunch of people coming out saying, yeah, they were faking most everything.
No, it's just been Dakota and Groff that were coming out about things.
Which I think if you wait, Bill's Bill Chapman?
Bill Hartley came out with stuff related to Nick Groff.
Yeah, related to Nick, but like he wasn't on or didn't work with Ghost Adventures. No. Just Dakota and Groff that worked with Ghost Adventures came out. I know, like I called Spurrier last night. I was like, "When's your video coming out?" Yeah, I was gonna say when's Dustin's. But he's staying neutral. He's staying away from all that crap.
Right. Good for him.
It could become a blacklist thing.
Do what?
This could become a blacklist thing. The people could get blacklisted.
Yeah. No. Which, I mean, to me, though, what Destination Fear is doing...
It's the truth. I mean...
Yeah, absolutely. But what I was going to say... Depending on who gets blacklisted, of course. To me, though, with what the people at Project Fear now are doing, Dakota and his friends, or whoever they are, I can never remember their names.
Chelsea and all them,
Yes, they're changing the game now. They are, instead of saying, we need to be on TV, we need to have corporation back us, they're now doing a fully funded show for themselves with, 5 road trips and 2 overseas trips? Or something like that.
I think they're going to do more than that now.
I could have, I'm sure they probably are, which I don't know if you guys watch their show, but what?
I can't believe people pledge that much money for them.
I mean, all 4 of them are likable people. I like
absolutely.
Them. I mean, they got good personalities and everything. The only thing I can't figure out is the more they do this, the more freaked out and scared they get.
And that
is interesting. I mean, they're 12 states away and they're talking about the next place and they're like, oh God, oh no, you can't take us there. Oh no, you're trying to kill us.
Yeah, they play it up quite a bit.
They do.
Ghost hunting. Jeez.
They do. Yeah, they definitely play it up, but I wonder how much of that, like from the show, how much of that is from the script or them having to be like that, or is that actually how they investigate?
That's what they want.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure they want them to do like that.
But now that's what I'm saying. So now with them doing Project Fear, are they going to still carry that same energy of the hype up, like, oh my godness, or is it going to be like what they want to do? Because they even say in the video that they get to basically do like everything. They get to do different. They get to do their own experiments, like the stuff that the TV show wouldn't let them do. Basically, just everything that they get to do now. It's I think longer investigations now too, or something like that. But if they fully follow through with what they have promised to everybody that's donated, I'm looking forward to see it. I just hope it definitely doesn't fall flat on its face, because this is for me something for other creators that I hope is a success, because that can prove to other people that show.
I mean,
YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. So, I think it's a great freaking idea.
Here's my what my take off of what
I hope they do good. I hope they stick it to them.
I do too.
Well, I think that's why they raise so much money in such a short amount of time, is because number one, if you watch that video, it's a sad for us kind of thing. Feel sorry for us. We got our show canceled and all this. And then they turn around and they tell you about the thing. And that brings up the hope. So people are, that's one thing people are getting excited about, is because they brought them down and they raised them back up in that video. Number two, this is almost like a big middle finger to network TV.
Yes.
They're showing that they don't need network to have a successful show.
Right. Yes.
People will support what they like. And it just goes to show how well liked these kids are.
Oh yeah,
this should be a huge win for content creators. 100%.
Absolutely,
it will be.
Right now, it's not. until it
at this moment.
until
It comes out. Right.
Right. They've
Right.
got to follow through. And once that happens,
Yep.
then I'll have an opinion. At this point,
Yeah.
all I know is, hey, everybody came through. They said that they like them. They want to see them do this. I hope it happens.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. We're all going to Malvern this weekend.
This
What?
weekend?
Uh-huh. This
What?
weekend. Yeah.
This weekend.
Don't start freaking out.
I work.
Oh, no.
I'll say I got to work.
Oh,
too.
no.
I got a pack. Hold it.
Oh, no.
I'm not scheduled to go back to Malvern until like June or July
No.
1st, one of the two. Anyways.
You can't make me go.
Oh, I love Malvern. God.
Yeah, I know.
So I may have a chance to spend the night there coming up by myself, which I told Dave about
Really?
this.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to give away details because I don't want the information to really get out there, but there's a chance that I could be staying the night there by myself.
You want to take her
It'll be
with
interesting.
Well, that's cool.
I can add her into the other room with all the other dolls and then bring her back when the night's over.
Take that doll out of the case there at Malvern.
But
Oh,
you look
man.
at, like you guys were talking
take the doll
about, YouTube
I'll tell you.
creators and stuff.
Yes.
You look at what Tom McDonald has done. With that
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Jeez,
Okay.
man.
There's a perfect example of how YouTube and iTunes and all that. These YouTube creators, they get the followers. It'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Well,
that's
and
what
YouTube,
happened for Tim Wood.
yes.
I mean-
Yeah. Well, okay, but Tim Wood,
We're not
Yeah.
going to go there.
We're not gonna.
Yeah.
Tonight's not
that's a
tonight.
whole different
Max
story.
M.
That's still
another
entertainment, guys. I'm just saying.
It is still, no, you're right. It's still paratainment.
That
It
is the biggest faker I've ever seen.
There's,
That's all the problem.
so I don't know who the head of YouTube
Yeah, he was
was. I
caught.
can't remember, but
Oh, yeah.
they recently stepped down. So I think YouTube is making some changes too. So I'm hoping it's for the better, obviously, but
Well,
Yeah,
apparently it's
I
not.
really hope
because
it is,
Bill of,
so they quit shutting us down
right.
Yeah.
Bill of Rights Network is shut down
On-
on YouTube.
on YouTube
for
wow,
another week.
Wow.
for another week. That's insane.
Only because we talked about certain items found in a ditch in 20.
Huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
put it that way. But yeah, we got
YouTube
shut
will
down for
censor
that.
crap, too.
It violated their community standards.
What did you? Because you said the word ditch.
You know,
Yeah,
because we
that's what it
actually
was.
called the papers what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
But that's all right.
censorship is just
Since then,
stupid.
we've
They
created
don't
a
like
Rumble account and
facts
doing
and
real
truth.
good over on
I think
Rumble.
Rumble is gonna do great things in the future.
Yeah,
I
it
really
is.
do.
Yeah,
You get your viewers up. Right now, we got 6 viewing right now over on Rumble.
Yeah.
Paranormal is low on Rumble,
Yeah.
but it's
and
coming up a lot more.
we're
as I
what
see.
the
We're
Yeah.
setting the pace.
what are we the 20th top show on Rumble for Paranormal?
Yeah,
Nice.
the Paranormal Pride was number 20 a week ago. On the
Nice.
list down
Very nice.
through there.
There's only 20 of them, but
But
we're
we're
in the top
getting
20.
all our shows over here on the
more
network.
than
We're
20.
up in 400, 500, and 600 views in a week.
Nice.
Very nice.
And we just created this 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
So, and we got 70 followers. So,
Like I said, I think Rumble's going to be a great place for the future. I really do. I mean, Crowder had major success over. He is having major success over there. So good for him or whatever. But
there's a lot of them over here doing,
Oh, yeah.
millions and millions and millions of views.
What,
it's the next best thing to YouTube for sure.
what are the Ghost Brothers up to? I haven't, like I said, you say I haven't seen them in a while, and I haven't either. I haven't even heard nothing.
I have no idea. I never talked to him, so
They were recently on a cruise, on a cruise for something. That's all I saw.
Haunted cruise.
I have a few people that give me insider information from time to time, and that's pretty much that. I don't name the names, and some of the information, like I just don't tell anybody. Like
Yeah.
What's
it's
Nick Groff?
really hard. It's really hard because there's some like really cool stuff that could be coming up here soon. And
Speaking of Nick, did you guys watch the video? Like his actual video? Did you guys watch it yet? No?
Mm-mm.
No,
Okay.
we should bring it up and play it.
I would say last time on our show, we definitely did a live reaction. If you guys want to do that,
Yeah, we can do that.
bring-
now we can see what he's saying in real time.
Because
answering questions.
like I said, Ron hasn't seen anything.
No, I haven't seen anything. But I
Should be
mean,
on
it's just
Twitter here.
this is all predictable. Everything.
It just he makes a little jab at Zach there at the very end.
Well, from
Yes.
what I read from Bill Hartley,
Makes
he
sense.
made some really good
Well,
jabs at Zach.
yes,
There's some subtle things that Nick said and did in that. Well, said in that video.
yes.
He
Absolutely.
was with them long enough. I mean, you know,
Oh, come on.
Well,
It's
I've heard things,
he should know him pretty well.
but like I always hear things about certain people and certain shows, and it's not my place to really say those things, repeat some of those things, because like I don't know if they're true or not.
Right.
Could be somebody's bitterness. I don't know, but
true.
I've heard
But in
some
this
stuff
case, this is Nick's opinion, not
Yeah.
ours. This is Nick's opinion, and all we can do is, like you guys did in your show, a reaction to what his opinion is.
That's right.
So,
If you could
that's
add
what we
that
know.
whenever you guys are ready, and if you could add that, Carl.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. If you guys want to pause it, just say pause, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Is that really him? Or is it?
Yeah, that's Nick Groff.
Okay, let's get into this. I got all your questions. I sorted through them. Let me start off by saying this. I never had an NDA. I was not fired from Ghost Adventures. I never did, quote, a bad thing. I never cheated in a relationship that I was in. I was misled with the ongoing of Paranormal Lockdown. I kept my head up for 9 years. I pushed forward. I kept trying to move on, creating new hit shows. But the previous hosts that I used to work with keep trying to stop my career. So this is my story. This is from my perspective, and now I have to talk about it.
Okay, Rachel asked, this may be controversial, I know, but what was it like working on the GA team after the documentary and Fame hit? Just wondering if rumors are true about you-know-whose ego from experience. I questioned him once about how he treats his team and was blocked instantly.
In my opinion, this rumor is true. I witnessed it firsthand, and I saw him treat people just as poorly. This host was terrible to work with. It was an extremely hostile environment to work in. And also Dakota can speak on his experience with him too.
All right, this is from Glenda from Texas. Aaron has already explained why you were fired. You went behind Zach's back, started a new show without discussing anything with him. Trying to destroy him at this late date will do you no good, except she spelled no wrong.
I did not get fired. That is false. I did not go behind anyone's back. My contract allowed me to produce other shows, just like the other host who I was working with, who produced several other shows. This is simply jealousy, nothing to do with legalities.
There were multiple questions regarding whether or not you believe that you have been limited or blocked from appearing on Travel Channel.
In my opinion, I do believe I was blocked from the network and continuing my shows, specifically because of one host who I used to work with. And the reason I know this is because several executives I spoke to at the network said, I can't come to that network as long as he's there. And also, years later, speaking to Dakota, who finally spoke out about it and confirmed it for me, that yes, when he was filming with this one host at a location, this host came into the room bragging, laughing, saying, ha ha ha, Nick's never going to work in America again because I gave the network an ultimatum to choose him or me. So now having that confirmation, this is the reason I'm speaking out today about it, because finally someone has the guts to talk about it publicly.
Marshmar1 says, I'm sorry, this was like 10 years.
All right.
So if you guys remember with Paranormal Lockdown, he ended up having to just air the last season in Europe instead of being
I remember that.
Yeah.
So this had to
end abruptly.
Yeah, this had to have happened at that point in time. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Good.
One says, I'm sorry, this was like 10 years ago. Move on with your life. Stay out of the drama.
It's not drama when it directly impacts my life, my career, and my family. I wouldn't have to get involved in this conversation if this individual didn't continue interfering with my life.
There's a ton of questions wanting to know exactly why you left Ghost Adventures.
In my opinion, based on what I was told, a certain individual that I worked with called up the network and said he would not show up at the next location if I showed up. I was dragged along for 2 months and I kept being told, we don't need you at this next location. And another week would go by, we don't need you at that location. Got to the point where I was dragged along for so long that my lawyer finally stepped in. He gave me a choice. I could either move on and make something better, create something new, or just be a sitting duck and just wait. So I
Pause.
chose to move on and create Paranormal Lockdown.
Okay. So when they came to the Sally house
Yep.
in September 2014, okay?
Yeah.
Is the very end of the month.
One of the first questions we asked.
Where's Nick?
Yeah. Because we looked around, we're like, we don't see Nick.
Nobody knew at this point, publicly that Nick was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is only like
It wasn't long after.
So it was season 10, episode 6, but it wasn't the 6th episode of the season.
Right.
For what they had filmed. This was only like the second show.
Yep.
So we were only like the second group of people to find out Nick wasn't going to be there.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so they, Aaron said to me, yeah, Nick's not going to be here. He's not here anymore. And this is the one, we've got Billy and Jay are both there. And in the past,
And
you knew they were there, but they weren't
we
active.
asked that when we were at the graveyard. We asked about it.
And didn't he just roll his eyes?
He did roll his eyes, and he said, "Yeah, he's not going to be with us anymore." And then see, Zach wasn't around or nobody. But okay, later on, when everybody got together, that's when Zach showed up. Later on, other people that were in a group that weren't there at that time started showing up, and they were looking around. They said, "Where's Nick?" We started to tell them, and Zach, boy.
His face changed.
Woo! He gave the evil look, and they said, "He's not here."
And that's all.
That was it.
And this was right after.
It was like, wow, that was weird.
It was right around the time Nick's wife had the baby back
Oh,
then,
okay.
back in 2014. It wasn't too long after that. So, our brains go to, maybe he's staying home with the wife and the new baby for a little
Yeah.
while.
Right.
Yeah.
Or taking care of his other 2 little girls.
Well, that's what I
they're
thought.
in
But then when I saw the looks on certain people's faces, after we were all done and everything, I told Denise, I said, Nick's no longer with them. I said, whether he quit or they fired him, I said, he's not with them.
And
Yeah.
much as Jay was getting
Of
involved.
course, we had to wait till the season started and that, and then he saw that he wasn't on there.
Yeah. So, and because by the time the season started, we all found out
Right.
that
Right.
Nick was no longer part of it. But at that point, we had no clue that he wasn't part of anything.
No,
It was just like,
It
he's just
happened-
not going to be here. It pretty much
it had to
happened
have
that
happened
fast.
pretty close to when they came out.
So, well, apparently
Absolutely.
it was happening and people didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was our experience at that time. So,
That's
okay.
wild.
Okay.
Okay, so this brings me to a bunch of other questions that have to do with Paranormal Lockdown. People want to know what happened to Paranormal Lockdown. Many of them are saying it was my favorite paranormal show of all time.
Paranormal Lockdown became one of the highest rated shows for the network at the time. And yes, it is true that a merger was occurring and we were kind of on hiatus, still filming. But then I was told by the network executives that we would continue Paranormal Lockdown into 20 episodes and keep going after it. But then suddenly, radio silence. We had to get on the phone, talk to the network, and try to figure out what is going on because this is what I was being promised. And this brings me back around to what Dakota witnessed about a certain individual, a host who walked into the room bragging and talking about how he stopped Paranormal Lockdown. I believe I know what happened to my show, Paranormal Lockdown, but what do you guys think?
A lot of people have sent screenshots or even tagged us in the original tweets that Zach posted years ago. And it goes like this. Zach says, anyone out there who gets fired from a job for doing bad things can't use said job as a resume of achievements, total deception. He goes on to say, please for one time in your life, do something 100% original. And then continues to say, disgusted to see someone using our show name, Ghost Adventures, to keep promoting shows and himself that we want absolutely nothing to do with.
Here's proof that he's putting out statements about me, talking about how I did, quote, bad things. Multiple people in the industry reached out to me and stated Zach called them and told them not to work with me. After speaking with Dakota, I learned that these patterns have not stopped. I believe that these rumors were used to try to hinder my career. And as far as him going on and saying, I use Ghost Adventures for my resume, yes, it is part of my resume. I helped create the title Ghost Adventures. I edited it. I was a co-creator. I was in it for 10 seasons. I have every right to use Ghost Adventures on my resume. Bottom line, these are false statements and his way of trying to ruin my reputation.
Nikita asked, are you way happier now getting to investigate your way and have full control of what you're producing?
As you're seeing now, people in the industry are talking how difficult it is to move away from a network that's fully producing their project. I took matters into my own hands, gained full control over my project, Deathwalker, so this would not happen again. To answer your question, I'm way happier now. I have full control of my projects. I'm away from toxic people. There's no restraints. And I'm able to pursue my passion of real paranormal investigations with credible evidence.
What about the allegations in the media regarding you cheating?
These allegations are completely false. I have never cheated. I have never had an affair. In my opinion, these rumors and allegations were put out into the media purposely by a very hateful and jealous woman.
Chris says, how's the baby doing? I hope you all are happy and healthy.
I couldn't be happier. The baby is doing fantastic. All of his brothers and sisters are doing great. They all love each other. Tessa and I are extremely happy with our life right now, and we're growing together. We're working on new projects, and we're pursuing our passion. I could go on and on about why I have zero respect for these certain people that I worked with in the past. I have never allowed anything to stand in my way. Tessa and I will not allow anything negative to stand in our way with everything that we have coming up. I'm putting all these rumors to rest because, again, we're moving forward. Tessa and I have been doing this since we were little kids, and we look forward to continuing to bring you real paranormal content.
That right there at the end was kind of a nice little dig.
Yeah.
It was.
Bring you real paranormal
Get
content.
that little pitchfork and just.
Yeah, but if you ever noticed, every time you watch Ghost Adventures, they always have some evidence, right, of some kind. We all know that you're not going to get evidence everywhere you go.
No,
It's
Never.
happened.
I can't say who told me this, but when they went to a certain location, they told them to turn off all of their cameras, their security cameras, because the IR light would screw with their lights and stuff like that. But they forgot to turn one off, and they said they captured somebody or some people rigging some stuff for the show.
Oh, you mean Tim Wooding it?
Tim Wooding it, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have video of stuff being rigged. Whether or not that'll ever see the light of day, I don't know. I doubt
Probably
it.
not.
It won't because, again, we have to keep in mind what's the big part of paratainment? Entertainment. Did you get any entertainment out of watching Ghost Adventures? Yes, we all did. We all
Everybody
got something
did.
out of it.
Yeah.
We got what we were promised.
I will always say that I watch it. I watch Ghost Adventures because I like the cinematography of it. And as a filmmaker and videographer, I like the way it's shot. That's the reason why I watch it. I don't watch it for.
But Dave, I've seen some of your stuff. The way you do it is better.
I appreciate that.
No, I'm serious. It is. It's better.
We talked on here. He talked about Paranormal Lockdown.
Yeah.
What happened to the other show with Portals to Hell?
Okay. So I guess Portals to Hell got canceled as well. That
I like that show.
Yeah. But then again, I don't know if it was a Zach Baggins kind of cancellation because it hasn't been on.
It
hasn't been on in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's a threat. I'm sure their ratings were pretty good.
How in the hell can you say, hey, I don't like Ozzy's Kid?
Yeah.
And get Ozzy's Kid kicked off of TV. I don't see where anybody could do
I like
that.
Jack and Katrina.
What it probably was Katrina worked with Nick on Paranormal Lockdown, and then she did her own show. And because she worked with Nick, that's her affiliation. And then with Jack, Jack ended up shooting a couple documentaries for Discovery. So, and he's got another show where he's investigating his old home.
I think, I can't wait to see some of this stuff, but I will tell you, I love listening to Ozzy, and I never thought that Sharon would be the big cusser in the house. But, I love watching the Osbournes Want to Believe because every Ozzy calls it like it is. They could be faking that. And I love it. And everything is, what is it?
Ball lightning.
Ball lightning.
Oh,
it's a ball lightning.
That's ball lightning. Get that off there, Jack. That's ball lightning. He is like, what?
I mean, I'm listening to, Ozzy's Boneyard on the radio, and he's being interviewed, and the guy goes, can't believe this. The Prince of Darkness is here with a dog in his lap, just rubbing its back, looking so calm, 75 years old, and he's the calmest guy you've ever want to meet. I've never, and when we watch him on TV, you would think that he would be more animated. Nope. That's how he was on stage too, right?
Hey, he's lucky to be breathing and walking. What are you talking about?
Well, you know that this guy couldn't have made a deal with the devil because he's still alive.
Yeah.
Well.
And
if he did, he extended his contract quite a bit. But
I'll tell you what.
Ozzy had been dead.
Maybe he pulled the same thing Keith Richards did,
Yeah.
Keith Richards is, I think he's a vampire.
Has to
I'm
be.
just saying.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
A lot of Hollywood vampires.
And he's 80. Keith Richards is 80. Mick Jagger, I think, is also 75.
Yeah.
They're all getting up there.
No, we can't. They can't.
I know
like
they
the drugs and
can,
alcohol preserve the insides of them.
I guess.
My neighbor used to say that. Our neighbor said, he goes, I don't get sick because I drink whiskey. He goes, I replaced my blood with alcohol.
Yeah, no wonder I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Beer day keeps the doctor away.
Well, it is fiber. It's whole grain. That's what you tell everybody. It's whole grain.
True.
Helps me poop.
Depends on which one, but yeah.
Quit rubbing it in.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore.
You can't do that.
You can't drink anymore?
Or poop.
Or
poop.
Or eat.
Well,
can't drink, poop, eat, anything.
Well, my stomach's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not digesting food.
Yeah.
So if I eat stuff, I have to eat stuff that, like the Twizzlers I was just eating, they melt. They become so they go right through me. But the, chicken just sits there for 24 hours.
You might want to start. You might want to start throwing all your food in a blender and drinking it. What's for dinner tonight? Hamburger.
I got canned baby food. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hate to say this, but baby food smells like a tin can.
Yeah, I bet.
It
smells like ass.
It does. It's horrible. So
no thanks.
It's getting old, but they told me they finally came through, what was it, 2 weeks ago to tell me what I had. And then now they called me last week to actually tell me.
Yeah, we watched when they were doing the test. You could see everything is like, this is not right.
It's like there's a quarter in there. How'd that get in there?
Yeah. Well, we're watching the thing about
gotta save money somehow.
John Wayne. Okay.
Take money out of the thing. Put it in my stomach.
So John Wayne actually died from his stomach stopped working. His food stopped digesting.
Stomach cancer.
Well, the thing is my stomach's not working. And it's like I could starve to death because of my body not getting the nutrients. So I have to be really careful about all this. And it's like the last thing I want to do is die from that.
And the protein.
Well, yeah.
No.
Let's say vitamins.
That's what happened to Tammy. Hers quit working, and they had to go in and bypass it and make a new stomach.
Yeah, that's not that. I don't even know what my options are. But again,
iron stomach.
You want to hear what's really bad? Is we're going down to Florida, and on Tuesdays, it's all you can eat, peel and eat shrimp at the shrimp basket.
Saying it's all you can eat, and I'm like,
I can't eat
Do you not hear yourself?
I can only eat regular yogurt.
No, you could eat it. You just got to puree it first.
Yeah.
Chew it up
You're
for
right.
Bring
a
your own
long
blender.
time.
BYOB.
Just throw some
Wow,
cocktail
dude.
sauce, get your fried
Yeah.
shrimp in there, some coconut, whatever.
No,
Blend
not
it all up.
fried
You're good to
shrimp.
go.
Not fried shrimp. It's peeling.
Oh, okay.
They're with
Oh, peel and eat. You did say
Oh,
peel
yeah.
and eat. Yeah.
Old Bay seasoning. They're Maryland style.
Just sit there and
Could you-
chew it for a long time.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there until Thursday.
Could you imagine you just talk to the server and be like, I have a special request. I need my shrimp blended, please.
Yeah.
Make a smoothie.
Brings
out
it into a cup.
Yeah.
I could just see them
Add a
having
little
the
shrimp
blender
sauce
out
and-
at the bar trying to.
Do you want vodka with this, or?
Please.
Yeah. Please, yeah.
Did you want spices with this in there while we mix it, or what?
But you know what? We can still go to the shrimp basket. We just don't
All
have to go
right.
on Tuesday now.
There
We
you
can go
go.
anytime we want because I don't need all you can eat.
Yeah.
What's worse, they're going to go there, and Ron's just going to pig out on the shrimp, and she's going to look at him going, uh-huh.
He's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he's more of a fried shrimp kind of person.
I'll eat anything.
Me too. It's fine.
Shrimp.
I'll eat
There
it
you go.
either way.
And
Not I.
so-
You
but,
guys keep your shrimp.
but that's the thing. I love seafood, and
Me too.
that's what I want. And like I was telling you guys before the show, Piper's already said when we go down there on Easter, she goes, I got to take you guys to Piper's Beach, my beach.
Oh,
Apparently, Navarre Beach has been renamed
No.
Piper Beach.
of course. Of course.
So, but you
How
know,
old is she now? Is she going to be, gosh.
7. She will be 7.
In
How old is Ruby now, too?
He's 5.
September.
Wow. My gosh. Still have long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten
Yeah.
longer again. And
Nice.
Clover will be 2 at the end of next month.
Gosh, that's crazy.
They're all getting big.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Clover
I mean, shoot,
still looks too short to be walking.
Yeah. I mean, I moved out like almost 4 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 4 years, either this month or next month. One of the two, but jeez, gosh.
You wouldn't even recognize anything around here right now. It's like a war zone.
Oh, just construction and destruction,
Oh my gosh.
or vice versa.
It's an adventure getting out.
You
Yeah.
can't even get into
You don't-
our
Is that why
neighborhood.
you said it turned into Overland Park? Is that?
No, I said it turned into Overland Park because all the people here are bitching about every damn thing.
Oh, yeah, that makes
No.
sense.
So they're building a they're adding more houses to our subdivision in the back.
Mm.
And they go, we don't want people driving through here with big trucks. And I responded back to him. I said, if I said that, your house wouldn't be here.
That's
Because
right.
everybody has to drive by my house
Right.
Yeah,
to get into this neighborhood.
literally, yeah.
I mean, there's only one way in and one way out, and the subdivision Park Meadows is in our yard. The sign, so you have to go right by here to get in. So
Yeah, I
I
got
thought you were at the
all
end of a
tore up.
cul-de-sac.
we're at the so when you come into our subdivision, if you turn left, it's the end of the street. No cul-de-sac. It's just the end of the street.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
And
us
it's
and
only our
house
house.
across the street.
Our house is the only one on this side of the street to the south, and the neighbors across the street are the only house on that side to the south. So
Gang
every time
wars.
somebody comes into this neighborhood, they always turn and go north. So when we have furniture delivered or anything like that, I have to sit outside and wait for them
Or a
because
fire. Or anything
fire.
like that.
Yeah, the fire department drives right by.
Oh.
Unless they see flames coming out the window, they don't know which house it is, I guess. But no, nobody knows. It's like even the snow removal people forget that our house is here, and it's right there in front of them. But it's horrible.
Hopefully, I don't have to
Mm.
call them again next year.
Yes, we'll be.
Oh, you better not next year.
I don't have to worry about. Well, hopefully, I don't have to worry about my machines freezing up in the entryways.
I'll tell you what, if
Jeez.
you guys ended up with snow next year, then there's more problems than just having to shovel it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then they'll be moving further.
No, that's about
Probably
as far as I want to go. There's not
Yeah,
too
we'll
much
do that in Mexico.
else you can go.
Yeah.
True.
True.
So
Without being
I
on.
wouldn't fly over to, or I wouldn't go to Mexico at all.
Oh,
Right now.
hell no.
No.
I had no desire
anywhere
to go
near
there.
that southern border. Anyways,
Well,
No, it's not a good idea to go down that way.
well, so crazy enough that place at Brownsville where the whole abduction thing happened,
Yep.
which was just across the border of Brownsville. My dad was staying in a RV park in Brownsville.
when that happened?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's doing the winter Texan thing now. He's fully retired, so
Yeah,
he's
but
able
why
to go.
Brownsville?
He's got friends down there in
Oh.
in one of the RV parks down there. Yeah.
So he
Plus
doesn't, he doesn't think right over here across the road from us is a good place to be in the winter?
right. No, he just never goes there. He just never goes across the border. The closest he will get will be going to Boca Chica, which is that it's one of the islands out there. It's actually where Elon Musk has a base. He has a what's it called? Not Starlink. SpaceX. He has a SpaceX base there in Boca Chica,
Oh.
and
Oh.
it's really cool. Like, went and visited him a couple months ago, and we drove by the base, took some pictures of the rockets. It was really neat. It's actually called Starbase, which is kind of
Good. So does your dad watch for UFOs while he's out there?
no. He's not a huge UFO. He watches more for the ocean and fish, and he just goes and enjoys the ocean mainly.
Well, you never know. A UAP?
Yeah, without there, yeah, no, absolutely. Especially right there on the border too. Like, it's Boca Chica. If you go into Boca Chica, you are walking out into where the ocean and the Rio Grande come together.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
that's right there. And what was interesting is we were down there. There was actually a guy flying a drone on the beach, and that was he had to get so far out away from the base, obviously. But that was the farthest he had to be, was like right on the border, the tip of Texas, to be able to like fly his drone around in that area.
Yeah, I've
Just
never
because
been
of all the restrictions.
down there.
Oh, I've been
It's-
down there. I delivered right
Yeah.
down and backed up to a dock that was right on the
Yeah.
fence. On the other side of it was the Rio Grande.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen the 0 mile marker on I-35.
They're actually, oh man, I can't think. They're dismembering, or they're taking apart an old battleship from, I think, either World War II or somewhere, and I wish I knew that. It's an odd name. I can't remember what it's called, but we drove by it, and you just see all these machines attached to this giant ship, and they're just like taking it all apart. It was really neat, but
Well,
man, all the tangents. Sorry.
Yeah, one of the
Oh,
things
that's
I
all
want
right.
to see, though, I want to see in detail is the USS Alabama.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see it. I mean,
That'll
you
be
can
neat
see it
to
from
see.
the road right there in Mobile.
That's
Yeah.
that's one of the movies.
Yeah, that's the one that we drive. I mean, if we'd have moved to Daphne and been right there, you could probably see it from where we're,
yeah.
from the beach. But yeah, I want to go over there and check that out. So when you guys do decide that you want to visit Florida and where we're at, I'll know all the good places by then. Even our real estate agent.
Perfect.
Like I was telling
Oh
you,
yeah.
our real estate agent is into the paranormal, so she's going to take us around and show us some stuff while we're there.
What are the
you've
chances,
You've
right?
had all these guests on your show down in that area.
Mhm.
That area
That
is
too.
full of paranormal
Yeah.
all the way
So-
down through there.
Where do you think, this is just me throwing it out here, where do you think your first place that you want to try to investigate or check out when you go down there?
Lighthouse.
No, probably not the lighthouse because it's east, and I have to go through town to get.
Is
down.
that which lighthouse? Is that just lighthouse in town?
Pensacola Lighthouse.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
the Arcadia Mill, not a lot of people know about it, so I'd like to check it out. And the mill itself is gone, but I want to at least check it out. Both people that I interviewed down there told me about it, and the Imogene Theater there in Milton. And then the oldest graveyard in Florida is in Milton.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to check those three places out. And one of the houses that we're going to look at is right up against Arcadia Mill Park. I didn't know that until today.
No,
So
that's wild.
But yeah, she said she's going to take us to this graveyard so that we can check it out. She didn't tell me the name. She just told me that it was there, and
Has Ron checked on how many distilleries are close by?
There are. I did.
Yeah, it makes sense. Either one of you.
There's multiple distilleries, multiple microbreweries,
Nice.
and even a couple wineries. Because I was shocked how much. I mean, I don't know how grapes grow in sand, but
Can you do wine at all? Can you drink wine?
oh, I can still drink. I just can't drink very much.
So, okay,
yeah,
makes sense.
I just got to be picky about what I drink.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
When we were down in, we stayed with Susan and Mike. We went to this Airbnb in Ozark.
Okay.
Haunted, and we spent the night there. We drank some strawberry chocolate, sunshine cream. So I drank that, and I was fine. But
good.
I just got to be really careful. I have to make sure that whatever calories I'm getting are useful.
Yeah.
The Twizzlers didn't count. So no circus peanuts anymore.
Ew, those are.
I love circus peanuts.
The most god awful thing in existence. They're right up there with Peeps.
They are marshmallow. So, but
like marshmallow is good, but like the circus peanuts they're like stale marshmallow.
Well, if they're hard, I won't eat them.
Yeah, most of them usually are.
Yeah, I know. I have to check the bag before I buy them.
Get them from nursing homes.
But I don't need any more than a bag this size.
Right.
6 or 7 of them. But they are. If you're out there, they are great dog treats. Dogs love them.
Yeah.
They do. Our greyhounds used to think that they were the best thing ever. So, but yeah, there's actually a greyhound track down there too at Ebro, and a casino. So one of our dogs used to run there at Ebro back in the day, back when greyhound tracks were big. So that's interesting. But I'll tell you, I'm just looking forward to running my toes in the sand and.
I'll say warmer climate. I'm sure.
You want to know what I told him at work? I told him, first off, I'm trying to find the haunted beach because I want to investigate the haunted beach.
Wait, I sense some disturbing activity. I'm going to sit here and do some EVP work for a little, or do some recording for a little while on this beach. It sounds nice and relaxing.
So David, if I find a haunted beach, do you want to know so that you can come sightsee?
As long as it's close to the bar. No.
If you see a phantom bottle of Jaeger, then you'll know.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Whale watch. Jesus.
Whale. Tail whale.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
So
yeah, no, I'm definitely down at some point this year to take some road trips. I mean, it's gonna depend on some things, but
yes.
Which
I did find out there is a plantation not too far, about 90 minutes away,
nice.
near Spanish Fort by Mobile.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I've heard a lot of good things about that related to the Civil War. It was one of the and right by there is a battlefield of a battle that was fought. And they had quite a few deaths. Rob Booth was telling me about that. He used to be the caretaker at the Pensacola Lighthouse. So he keeps messaging me though. Keeps asking me when we're coming. So he's all excited about us coming down there. Erica was telling me about the Seville area. It's where all the bars are and all the partying goes on. Down there is really haunted. It's the historical part. And of course, that's only what's in Pensacola. I have no clue what's between Pensacola and Panama City. So I still got to find all that stuff out. And it'll be interesting to.
There's got to be some battle sites not too far.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's got to be.
Just slightly north, you got Alabama and Georgia. So.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of them in there.
You got some War of 1812 stuff too, down in that area. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. Family, I got family over in Daytona. Ron's got family down in Tampa. Of course, that's an 8-hour drive, but it'll be nice. We have a lot more family there, and I guarantee people are going to come visit in Florida more than they're going to come visit in Miami County, Kansas.
Well, I've got a new car, so I can definitely do a lot of traveling now.
Yes.
So how are you liking your new job?
Oh, I love my new job. I just got done working a 60-hour week.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, still haven't had a day off yet.
Well, when you like what you do, it makes it easier to work those hours.
Yeah, and when you have bills, that too.
Yeah.
and a kid.
Well,
And a
what about
Yeah.
not having a kid and having bills?
True.
I mean, regardless.
Facts. Yeah, but I feel like having kids though
Dang it,
kind of
Charles.
makes you like want to do things more. Like all right, I kind of have to do this now.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, have to versus want to is different.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Like I want to go something all the freaking time, but I can't because I have priorities.
Right.
well, you know what? You figured
Obligations.
out what your priorities are. And that right there is huge.
How's John getting along?
I haven't seen him in a while. I've been working a lot,
Yeah.
so I imagine he's doing all right. His daughters have been visiting him like every day basically since.
Okay.
So
Good.
especially Jennifer, she's been hanging out with him and taking him places and bringing the kids over to his house and all that good stuff. So
Good. Because I think about him every day.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy and he cares about a lot of things.
yeah,
And
he needs to
cares
get
about
back out
people.
there though. I think that's kind of wearing on him, just being around the house so much. He needs to get back out and go do stuff.
He
Yeah.
will. It'll just take him a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? You're probably going to be the one that gets him out.
Probably.
Mhm.
I've already talked to him about going out to Garnett, just taking him out there, or go to the
Definitely
Crescent.
got to do that before we go.
Yeah, because it's
So
not gonna be 40
Is that your
minutes.
guys'? Is that your first time? Like-
well, we
We walked in the door and David
we've been
gave us
in
a
there,
tour.
but we haven't done an overnight or anything.
I say when you guys
Gotta be
eventually finally do an overnighter, I gotta know
Right.
what your reactions are.
Yeah, David said he's gonna get us in there,
I can hook you up.
Carl, have you been to the Garnett too?
Not yet.
and we wanted
Oh,
you guys to
God.
go.
Yeah.
You know.
If you can swing it, I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't be. Every time I've gone there, he's been there. With Justin being there, activity just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Like if I remember the first time that I went, Justin wasn't there, and it was Dave and I think it was a pretty quiet night. There was
We
a
had
few
activity
things.
happen. You just weren't around for
Well,
it.
there was no, that's what I'm saying. There was a few things that happened, but it is in way difference compared to when Justin's there. When Justin's there, it just seems like every time you walk into a room, something's going on.
We
It's
weren't there
weird.
very long, and then we had stuff going on upstairs.
Yeah, like it's just that place got a vibe to it. It's
You know
Yeah.
what? We just got to get it scheduled because
yeah,
I told the real estate lady that I wanted to be moved by June 14th at the
Okay.
latest.
Yeah.
I want to be having my birthday drink at the beach.
investigating
Yep, investigating where are
the beach.
where are my seashells? I need to find my seashells.
That classic. I got the spirits. Yeah, exactly. Got my
got a
spirits
note
right
in it.
here.
So, find a bottle in the ocean, think it's a note, turns around and opens it up, and it's a bill.
Yeah, probably. Found me.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The whales are billing you for watching them.
We're trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah. Either that or refinancing my student loan,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
hopefully will be paid off before we leave. Not counting on it.
We could, but
Yeah, I know we could, but I'd rather buy a house and I don't owe anything.
Did you find a good doctor down in Florida yet?
No. I'm still trying to get these doctors to figure out what in the hell I need to do on.
trying to
Yeah.
figure out what's wrong with her.
Yeah, I get that. That's kind of important.
That's what I said. It was me.
It was you.
There's
Dang
no
it, Ron!
doubt.
It's all that press. God, we knew it. No,
It's all your fault. She can't digest food.
it's too many freaking crown cakes, Ron. God, what's wrong with you?
Too many fifth Saturdays in the year. That's
Yeah,
the-
oh yeah, that's it. Fifth
that's-
Saturdays.
that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Shooting all up in there.
So I have to interview. I have to interview a doctor My gastroenterologist is I have things that are rare.
Taking
wrong
a
with
notebook
me.
out.
So I have to interview that doctor. Well, the doctor that's here, I have to find out from him what to ask that doctor. Pulmonologist, I have something rare. I have to find out from him what I need to ask. So if I don't find doctors, we'll have to come back here. I'll just have to schedule all my appointments in the same week and just come back here once every 6 months for a doctor's appointment.
Good thing it's not the government helping you.
Yeah, really.
Dude.
Yeah, because I mean, my insurance doesn't care where I go to the doctor at. I can go anywhere. So.
And I probably won't be coming back with her because I'll be busy.
With what?
You're busy out on the
We're at a
ocean.
beach to walk. I got to kick sand in people's faces.
You need a canoe?
Got things to do.
Yeah. You know, David, how you got all those canoes down there, all those canoe places?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in the canoe capital of the United States down there.
Because of all the float, like rivers and stuff?
Yeah, there's tons of
1,500
rivers
miles
and
of
lakes.
rivers right there.
I might be going to a float trip instead of going to the beach.
I don't know. I've been on the airboats out in Florida. That shit was not fun. We were out there at night.
Oh,
I was
airboat?
The what?
12 years
What?
old, and every time we got stuck on land, I had to get out and push. And
Well-
we're out like alligators.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is actual river, not swamp. There is swamp too, but where this is,
There's alligators in them.
There's
And
alligators in rivers.
Oh, yeah.
This is all fresh. I mean,
Hey, if you feel something tickle, just don't move. You'll be fine.
There's alligators in them.
I'm more concerned about water moccasins because you can't see them coming as fast as
How about
You guys
the
got
funky-
pythons.
How about the fungus and algae that's in the water that rots your brain out?
Yeah.
Grace a zombie.
You know
Maybe.
what? I'm not too concerned about all that stuff anymore.
I know, right? Is it because you got the shot? No.
What shot?
I'm
is
kidding.
that?
I'm kidding. I didn't either. It's fine. I'm just giving you shit.
Say we're all unvaccinated.
Yes, thank goodness. I'm so glad.
So we, I know, and you did see where they came out with if you had COVID, it's as good as getting the vaccination.
It's as good or better. It's better.
It's
It's
better.
100% better.
But you know what did we say all the time ago? Is that we already had it, so we're fine. And
Yeah.
people still telling me that I was going to kill their grandma because
Dude,
I was vaccinated.
people were saying the same thing to me. It's like, so how do you feel about possibly killing your grandma? I'm like, possibly killing my grandma? She's in a nursing home. I can't even go in there at all. Like, if I'm vaxxed or not vaxxed, I can't go in the damn place.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, when they kept telling me that, I was like, my grandma's already dead. Well, you're going to kill your mom. She's already
I
dead.
didn't kill her in the first place, so how am I going to kill her in the second place?
I find it interesting how lately a lot of vaccinated people are the one that keep getting sick.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they're weird.
Weird.
I had
they
one
keep
last week. I went to the doctor, and there's a lady in front of me.
Yeah.
Very clearly, the nurse goes, "What's your last name?" She sat there with a blank stare on her face and went, she goes,
I
"Man,
don't
what's
know.
your last name?" And she just, I thought she had a stroke or something. I was like,
Probably.
"Oh, shit, you got here too late."
Well, we'll
And
see what's.
She goes,
go ahead.
"Ma'am, your last name?" She goes, "Oh, I couldn't remember." And I went, "What?" She goes,
Today, Junior.
"Wait a minute." She goes, "Did you ask my last name or the doctor's last name?" I went, "Oh my God." And she goes, "Oh, my last name." She says it. And they said, "Well, here, fill out this paperwork." And then they finally called me over to the other nurses. So I'm getting checked in. She's filling out the paperwork. She goes, "Oh my gosh, there's a 5th shot? Oh, I need to get that today." I'm like, I think I know what your problem is.
Yeah, I know what your problem is too. Yeah, absolutely.
You get too
It's
damn many
ridiculous.
shots. You can't remember crap.
Thankfully, though, there are some doctors that have come out and talked about how there is a way to fight against the spike protein. There's things you can take to fight against the spike protein.
Right.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad because
they're called truthful doctors.
yes, that's the front.
Not
I can't. They're
truthful.
Frontline Doctors of America. I think is what their organization's
Yeah,
called.
something
But,
like that.
Yeah.
they're man. I've been questioning this since day one. Even when Trump was on
We
board
did.
with it,
I
I
know.
still questioned it. I didn't
Oh, we
care.
did too.
Yeah,
You're like,
no
time out there, Donald.
Wait, this product hasn't been tested on anyone
no,
yet?
not
Like
tested on nothing.
anyone, right? Wait, you mean we can't sue you? We have to sign a
Right,
document
right.
that doesn't hold you liable to things. That doesn't seem right.
That
right?
was a dead giveaway
Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
And yet there's hundreds of lawsuits going on right now.
Oh yeah.
That people like. Of course, the news is going to talk about it, and then how about all the random people suddenly dying?
Yeah.
All the people just passing out on live TV.
Or football, perfectly
Or
fine
football,
players.
soccer,
get up and drop.
it's just
Weird.
Yeah.
it's just
They'd have been fully vaccinated.
And yeah,
Weird.
because you know what? We don't even have to ask that question because they required the NFL to be vaccinated. So we don't even have
Except
to ask that
some
question.
of them that didn't, and they gave them the middle finger.
Right. And then they let us know exactly who they were that didn't get
they
vaccinated.
shamed them 100%.
Which is
Gee,
fine.
doesn't that sound like the Red Army? Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Doesn't matter what it sounds like, it just sounds wrong. In fact, today I saw a meme online about, I'm going to change my life and move to Florida. Florida's going to, but yet people bring all their baggage with them.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm leaving this state because
Denise, it's not just their baggage; it's also their beliefs,
right.
their ideals.
I know.
Their
That's what I mean by their baggage.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
So they're
Yeah,
bringing
that's
all
fair.
this stuff. I'm going to a state where the Constitution matters, is what I told somebody. That's where I'm going.
We're going to a free state.
Some other people say it's where woke goes to die.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
that's fine too. But I'm going to where the Constitution matters and is still part of everybody's everyday life. That's
Sorry.
what I want.
Absolutely. I think that's so something. I watched a video of Trump not too long ago, and he talked about how they were going to start making freedom cities. Did you guys ever hear about this?
No.
So he did a video on the upcoming election. He's already out hitting that campaign trail.
Yep.
He's talked about funding new cities called freedom cities. So that gives me an idea of like, okay, maybe it's places that'll actually honor the Constitution, hopefully. But I swear I did see something too that there is a representative in Missouri trying to put forth either a bill or something in the Missouri Constitution that makes all federal gun laws in existence null and void.
We already have that.
Yeah.
So but I mean all the old stuff, like even Missouri's gun laws.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
The 2A Preservation Act.
Yeah.
We don't abide by any federal or state.
See, I
gun
thought
laws
so.
anymore.
Yeah.
But
Good.
a judge, U.S. judge, filed a lawsuit against Missouri saying our 2A Preservation Act is unconstitutional. We're fighting them like crazy. Missouri led the way for the 2A Preservation Act
Yes, it did.
and
Oh.
everything.
Also, I don't know if you guys have heard it, but we really got to pay attention to this this banned TikTok bill. I don't know if you've heard the drama
I've
with
heard
this
a
right
little
now.
bit about it.
So this banned TikTok thing, if the government decides you are a foreign threat or a threat at all, they immediately get access to every single electronic device you have, every single email, no privacy of internet whatsoever. You can get fined and be in jail for 20 years minimum, I think is what they said, for having a VPN. That's in this freaking bill. That's insane.
We have our work requires us to have a VPN.
I
know.
I believe that, Ron. This is 100%
No, that part
what's
needs
trying to go in this
taken
bill.
out. They just need to get rid of TikTok. That's the only thing that should
Which
be on that bill. is get rid of
I
TikTok.
have no issues with that either. It's the stuff that's hidden in this bill, because that's what they were going for. Is this is the ban TikTok bill? This is the ban TikTok bill. Let's pass it. Well, they're not
Should only be
talking
one
about all
thing.
the other fat that's in this bill,
Right.
And that's actually
Joanne
control
says there,
things.
Trudeau up there in Canada is starting
Trudeau.
it up there.
Yep, Canada's yes, exactly. It's all in motion, and eventually, I think. Well, maybe not, because Americans are too complacent. France is going through a huge revolution right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going back to the right.
Yeah, big time. And it's
because
like,
they found out that crap on the left doesn't work. It never has and never will.
Gee,
for any liberals.
You don't
out
say, right? Like, man, who would have
there,
thought
your
that?
ways do not work.
Yeah, they're protesting by the millions over there now.
Yeah, I mean, there's videos of police joining them, SWAT joining them, firefighters joining them in the crowd.
Yep.
But of course, American media is not going to talk about that. But they're going to talk about the protests in Israel, where Israel is trying to pass a bill that incriminates Christians in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The foundation
Yes.
of Christianity.
Yes. Yes,
Yep.
Denise. There is actually a bill that people are trying to pass in Israel that will prosecute Christians trying to preach Christianity in Israel. So not only do we have a attack on Christians very recently.
Well, they're trying to fix their judicial system over in Israel.
They're trying.
It's corrupt. It's corrupt as hell.
Yeah, and there's just
not
a whole
as
bunch
corrupt
of
as
weirdness.
ours, but it's pretty close.
Well, not as corrupt as the globalists want it to be, you know.
Right.
And I guess I don't know if you all. I know this is kind of a little rant here, but I guess Zelensky did a interview with a German interviewer and basically said we ran out of bullets. They've run out of ammunition, and a lot of them volunteers that went there to go fight are now being sit back.
So
Interesting. I thought Ukraine was winning.
So what about the money that we've
Well,
spent?
that's
I was
what
gonna
said.
say,
They should
the
have
money
sent
The money that
money
we're
to
sending to them
supplies.
is getting
Because the money
redirected
they
right
buy
back to
supplies.
pockets. Yeah. The money that we sent them
let's
is getting.
remember, Ukraine is still corrupt, not as corrupt
Oh.
as it used to be. Zelensky is an improvement, not a whole lot more, but like I said,
Yeah.
they should have sent
He
him
just knew how
supplies
to
and
beg
not
better.
money.
He's a great actor,
Mm-hmm.
which he is actually an actor. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Right,
Before he became president, he's an actually acting actor. But yeah, there's just lots of weird stuff going on right now.
There is a lot of weird stuff. And how much of this stuff can we stop?
Right?
We can try, but it's usually a fail.
Well, I know if we have to go to war, we're screwed because we got idiots leading everything.
Their numbers have
military.
dropped drastically in the military.
The military is a joke.
It really shows,
Well, it's a leadership.
how bad. I was going to say it really shows how bad the leadership is.
It is. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't serve right now under these idiots.
There's no way. Not with there's too much
way.
politics and modern political correctness caught up in the military
Yep.
that other countries don't care about.
Right.
Do you think China's worried about gender ideologies and
No.
and sex studies for children? No, they're
They
not.
went out- when me and Carl were in there, there was no nothing was political when we were
Right.
in there. It was
It was
you do your
defend the
damn
nation.
job and that's it.
You
were
do
trained
your
to do
job. If you was on
and that's
call,
it. These poor
better be
guys, they
ready.
got to deal with all this social crap.
Yep.
I mean,
They
on a
aren't
daily
even-
basis. I don't know how
I
you
don't
do
even
it.
think the new ones in the last year and a half have been trained correctly to even fight.
No,
I would
they
be
haven't.
surprised.
Not with their
There's no way.
timeout card.
There's
There's
no
no way.
fighting because that's offensive.
My drill instructor yelled at me. What? We're
He
done
shot
doing them.
He shot at me. Bring out the offended police. What?
And what's Dave thinking about down there?
I try to stay out of the political spectrum.
Yeah, we got away from.
We can go back to paratainment. It's pretty easy.
We can.
It's pretty easy.
We just had to jump on the other side of the fence for a little bit.
Which is fine. I have
It's
nothing
easy
against
for me to talk about that. It's just
Well, you could always, you and Lacey can go at it.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I need
I
to
know
get
one
you on
thing.
our We the People show
I'd be down.
Some
on Friday
departments
nights.
need to
Gotta
get
take off.
completely cleaned out.
Yeah.
I mean, completely cleaned out.
Oh yeah.
And they all know
Well,
who they are.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, I think it'd be great if we finally, if we do have a reset, we need to somehow figure out how
That'd
to
be a
take
hard
the
reset.
major amounts of money out of government.
Yeah. It's got to be a hard reset. And
Because
some people need to be strung up.
yeah,
But they at least need to go to jail.
So it is a fact that $2.5 billion dollars was paid to the Democrats and the Republicans by the military-industrial complex to make sure that whoever is next in power keeps funneling all of that money, all of our tax dollars, to those people. And our tax dollars went to paying for the Democrats and for the Republicans.
Yep.
God, I love seeing our money get wasted.
Yeah.
It gets
We're-
wasted. I know that.
It is, and part of the reason that I want to get out of this state because I'm tired of Kansas screwing me over
Yeah.
every year on taxes, and I'm gonna go there. Haven't gotten a raise in years. The only way I'm gonna get a raise is to move.
How in the hell that worthless bitch got reelected? I have no idea.
Oh,
She did
Our
absolutely.
governor.
She's just crap.
I was about to say, I was like, wait, who are we talking about now? Because there's multiple.
Right.
it's our governor.
She is totally worthless.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, that's part
It's
of the
'cause
reason
of
that
this
we're
right here.
moving. It has
Right.
nothing to do. I mean, it's not that we don't like where we live. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it is. We don't like where we live. We always said we didn't want to live. We were only supposed to live in the Kansas City area 2 years.
Yeah. So much for
Can't
that.
count.
40, almost 40 years we've lived out here.
Well,
So-
we sat back and thought, okay, why are we here and why aren't we down
Where we
somewhere else
wanna
where
be.
we want to be?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's only one reason we're even here right now is my job.
Mm.
and-
Puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Well, and our kids
I mean,
didn't want to leave.
Never settle, guys. That's the lesson.
Well, once our both.
I mean,
of
I
our
don't mind
kids
my
here
job, but please,
Yeah.
I don't love it that much.
said,
Right.
well, once our kids said, "Hey, we want to
Oh,
go,"
speaking
that
of
was
which,
it.
Done.
I just found out about 6 hours ago that I have 18 price choppers I get to put in.
Holy crap.
That means I'll have 18 more stores on top of what I got that I can't keep
my-
up with. I'm like, thanks.
Need an assistant. Sounds like.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
Jesus.
getting one. I won't get one.
The guy in Mobile has one, doesn't he?
So, Dave, what's the future of a Paracon again in Joplin?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
he's
He's
laughing
busy
over there,
now.
Charles.
I'm just chilling.
I'm just asking.
having a great
Are
time.
you in Florida? Or?
And this is where I back out. I'll see you guys later. No.
Yep. Yeah.
No, it's
Right. Right now,
Probably
it's
never gonna
there's no movement
Okay.
right now.
Well, I know that the one we were supposed to go to this past weekend seemed to do pretty good.
Yeah, I
So-
guess they're pretty happy with it. I mean, that was his first too. So.
Was that
Yeah.
the one in South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were supposed
He's,
to go. But
he's already hit me up to find out if we will come next time, and I told
Yeah.
him, I said we were going to go to this one, but when we all
well, we
decided
got
to
a better
move,
shot next year.
yeah, we're only 7 hours away next year. But
Right.
at this point, we all made the decision to move. That was going to be a $2,000 trip or more,
Yeah.
taking us, Leah and Tyler and the kids, because the kids' grandparents, great grandparents, all still live in Pickens. So
Okay.
that was the reason we wanted to go, was because, hey, this looked like a chance for me to get away and bring them and not stress out about what they're doing and are they
Absolutely.
getting hurt or whatever. But the other grandma could see her grandkids that she's seen twice.
Right.
Ruby. She's only seen
Oh, is that where she lives? Is down there in Florida?
in Pickens, South Carolina.
Wow. Okay.
So if the kids move there, guess what? They're only 7 hours from the other grandma.
Mm.
So, it is.
And
It's good.
Yeah.
July 20th and 21st, I'll be in Paragould, Arkansas for a
Oh, yeah?
Paragon and horror convention.
Nice.
So
Oh, that'd be fun.
Paragould is an interesting town. There, right outside is there's a state park there that is known to be haunted.
The dry county, just a heads up.
Yeah.
In case you want to drink.
Because that's where we met in, over there in Mississippi County,
Blytheville.
not too far from there.
Yeah, I went to Paragould a lot. And Jonesboro.
Yeah, I'll be down there with Santiago Sorello and Scared City Productions.
When's that? April?
July 20th and 21st.
Oh, July.
Let me see if I can remember the name of that park.
Yeah, I'll be a vendor down there with my wizards engravings. I do laser engravings now, so
Nice.
That's nice.
Anything. Engraves
pretty dope.
anything.
Mm-hmm. It engraves on anything.
What about headstones?
Yeah,
Nice.
I can do granite, marble, whatever. I can do scratch paper. I can do wood. I can do tiles. I can do fabric. Everything on it. So
That's
We're
pretty cool.
gonna pick you up a bunch of sample pieces.
there you go.
I have 6
I go to
right
Home
here.
Depot a lot.
Oh, at Dollar General, they have these little trinket boxes. They're about this big. $6.
How
Hey.
much?
$6. And
I go down to Dollar General or Dollar Tree and buy these 4x4 wooden planks. They're an 1/8 inch like that. I get 6 of them for $1, right? To where I can laser grave on them.
Nice.
So
Perfect.
all kinds of
Makes
stuff.
money that way.
my
Oh, you
buddy-
make, yeah, you talk about making money. I can even make, this is I don't know, no, wrong color. I can't use that one.
I was like,
Oh.
we don't see nothing.
No, you don't see that because of the damn green screen.
It's from the
I
wizard.
can't find my blue one, but I also make wooden earrings and out of acrylic.
So,
So
Because you're a wizard.
that's right.
Carl, when you go, look for
There you
Crowley
go.
Ridge State Park.
The new logo.
Crowley Ridge State Park.
Yep. It is also haunted.
Dun, 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 dun.
I actually saw stuff there when I went.
So what?
I saw shadows,
Oh,
shadow figures. I also saw some spirits walking around, Native American spirits. But that was years ago. I mean, I'm talking, let's see, probably 1982, when I went to Crowley Ridge State Park. I didn't like swimming in the lake there because I couldn't see my feet.
Right.
But
you still don't.
I still won't swim where I can't see my feet.
But,
Snakes. I'm terrified of snakes.
but there's going to
Yeah,
be a
I'm
lot of
out too.
celebrities down there at that Paracon and horror show is what it is. Scared
I
City
don't know why
Production.
they would have it there in Paragould.
Well, how far is Paragould from Jonesboro?
It's not far at
About
all.
30 minutes.
That's
Not
what I
even
mean.
that.
Scared City Productions is out of Jonesboro. And they're down there in Paragould, and they got a haunted location down there we'll be investigating.
Oh.
There's a shitload.
Nice.
There's a shitload of haunted stuff in Paragould.
Right. But Scared
Shitload
City
of Paragould.
Productions is the ones that make all the costumes and rubber masks for a lot of the movies.
Nice.
So, pretty good.
Absolutely.
Here,
Sounds like you're gonna really enjoy
What if I feel
yourself.
like I feel like
have-
I've seen that guy on a news story.
Well, we have a question.
Ooh,
Okay.
we do.
So Giggles and Laughs says, when y'all do paranormal investigations, is there anything special that you do to prevent entities from attaching to you?
I'll let you guys go first.
Charlie.
Okay. What we do when we go on investigation is we do a prayer at the very beginning, and we do a prayer at the very end of the investigation for everybody that's there, that nothing attaches and goes with them. That's what we do as protectors.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, only the
That's
stuff that came with us can
pretty
go
much
home with us.
pretty much it. Yeah.
But the question is does that work?
Right.
So
We
far,
don't-
I haven't had an attachment.
Yeah, I haven't had
But,
any.
but the thing is, you don't know that for sure.
Well, the only attachment I
Because
had
it can
was
show
at the
up at any
restaurant.
time.
The only
Yeah.
attachment I had at the restaurant was the old lady up there, Ghost, that
Oh,
was trying
Yeah.
to break me and Tammy up.
Yeah.
Girl. I
Yeah.
see how you roll.
Mhm.
you like them extra clear? I guess.
No,
I don't know.
I didn't.
Extra see-through.
Hey, I didn't know that until Denise told me.
What's
Yeah.
this weird sticky stuff? I think it's ectoplasm.
No, actually, what happened was Carl's wife called me, and she said he's an asshole when he's there. at this restaurant, and he treats me badly. He'll call me and ask me when I'm coming, and be really nice and stuff. And I get there, and he's treating me like shit. And
Wow.
but he'd go home and he'd be fine. Didn't know that he had done anything wrong.
Right.
So, yes. So Carl didn't know that he needed to pray before he went to this place and pray before he left to stop it.
Well, now you know.
I just went up there and told her to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. So
Yeah, that's a real hoot.
So for
I
us,
pretty much I do the same thing. Sorry, I was just gonna say I do the same thing.
well, that's good. And I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I really don't, because if something follows me home, I'm telling it where to go when we get here.
Exactly.
And she can see it if it follows her home.
See, the right side here, we don't do anything. We don't have to do anything. It's like the vaxxed and the unvaxxed over here.
I mean, I know I still have spirits that pass by through and through. So I'll get random noises all night. Like the other night, I was on one side of the room, and on the other side of the room, on my mantle or whatever, I had like just a little bag just fall off the table. It's stationary. So it was clearly on the table, and it just whoop.
But again, you live in Raytown.
Exactly. Like
I'm not. I mean, people are dying over there every day for no good reason.
Exactly.
So God
like
knows what's going through there.
I'm pretty sure somebody died in this house. So
the odds are very good.
They're really good in Raytown.
Yeah.
Because we used to live just down the road there in Robindy. So
and they were probably murdered at that.
And some people did die in my house there in Robindy.
Yeah.
There you go.
So frankly,
and in the house across the street and the next door.
By decision.
I'm just gonna finish up that question with this. Like, I don't do anything when I go on investigations. Like, I just don't. I don't see the point of it, because if I get an attachment and it comes home with me, it's not gonna like it. Honestly, it's not gonna like being here. So
yeah,
it's not good.
It'll be like, oh, screw this, I'm out of here.
And Ron's never had one. The only attachment he has is me, and whatever comes home with us, I just take care of it.
Yeah, as far as real people attachments go, I've had a couple of those. Those are more scary than actual like spirit attachments, honestly.
Yeah, my stalkers are worse.
Oh, okay, I was going to say stalkers. Yeah,
yeah. We had something show up at least one time that I know of.
Aaron Thompson and I, we share a stalker now.
Oh,
nice.
So that's special.
Well, Aaron deserves them.
Well, this particular person, I guess they sent him a message because they seen that he was on our podcast, and they sent him a message saying, "You got to be careful of David Glidden and all this." This person has made 7 accounts now to follow me.
Wow!
Because I've blocked every one of them.
Is this somebody I know?
Huh?
This is somebody I know, isn't it?
Maybe. I mean,
well,
but I may have talked to you about them before.
So, are you getting more attention than Aaron from this person, or
I don't know? I block her.
Ah.
But she goes there.
Well, that's not exciting. No.
Well, they just do go under a different name, right?
That's what they do.
No, she's using her same name, just different accounts.
Oh.
She just popped up on my timeline again, like liking some of my stuff, and I'm like, oh great, I gotta block this account. But Aaron's been telling me some things that he gets from them, and like, yeah, some of it's funny.
Yeah, you're gonna go look at everybody you've blocked, and there's gonna be 70 of this one name.
So is it really harassment or what?
No, it's just weird.
See,
super uncomfortable.
When we were doing the Sally House, when we were volunteers up there, we always check in at the Chamber of Commerce, and when Angie was there, she'd always give us a big hug. She'd give me a big hug, and then she'd grab my butt and squeeze it.
Well, that's what.
Well, there were some people there that one day, and they said, "Oh my God, she just grabbed that guy's butt." They said, "Isn't that sexual harassment?" I said, "Only if you don't like it."
Right. Hey,
we weren't getting paid, so
Right.
they want employees.
Yeah, we had sexual harassment meetings. Apparently, I'm pretty good at it.
You had front row seat, right?
I don't know how many times I've been sexually harassed at work and just laughed it off. And I was like, oh, I guess I should have sued.
Where you at? Where you say you're at the Goodwill?
Yeah, I manage Goodwill.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
Sexually harass everybody that comes to the donation thing.
That's why they drop everything off and leave.
It's a mighty big package you got there for me. Will everything fit in this box?
I have an entire
You
car
might
full
want
of
to use
stuff.
the back door on this one.
Oh, if you hear screaming and crying, it's because I pulled something.
Now, but that's a nice bump you got there.
Nice strong.
That could go either way.
True.
Yeah.
If I don't, there could be a time that my headset just dies. By the way, so if you see me get up randomly, it's because I'm grabbing a cord.
I saw you do this. I was like, Red Ram.
Maybe.
Actually, I actually bought some red rum.
Which is freaking weird. So all week, this last week, I've been going Red Rum.
Oh yeah.
We had a coffee mug come in that said Red Rum on it
Ha!
2 days ago. Like,
Well, there is somebody making a new adaptation of The Boogeyman from Stephen King. It is coming out. I saw the trailer yesterday. So, yeah, should be. It looks very interesting. Looks very different. But I'm kind of back and forth with Hollywood right now. So, certain things, but good times.
Oh,
See how fresh they are.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough attention at home.
It's like
No,
someone's
no.
got to.
Yeah,
sourdough
somebody's got to
now.
do it since apparently after this many
It
years,
was
I just
just
don't.
yeah, it was just something Angie did, and then after that we laughed about it, and she just kind of did it all the time.
Like, oh, hey, that's pleasant but surprised. What?
And people would ask me all the time, "Are you upset about this?" And it's like, no. Again, we're together all the time. He's not like he's gonna go home without me. My car, and good luck with that.
Right.
you're like, I've touched his butt before. I didn't.
You didn't think nothing of it, did you?
It's mine anyway at this point, you know.
That's what you should do next time you see her. Just walk right up to her or with Ron, and then grab him by the crotch and be like, "This is mine."
So when we're down there in
Danger ground.
in Pensacola, getting to know these other paranormal teams, I just grab him and go, "This is mine."
This is mine.
Right.
This is mine.
Introduce yourself. Assert your dominance over the other ones. Over the other ones. Yeah.
Ron just beats on his
God.
chest.
Okay, so for those of you who are wondering why this
Hey,
is
there's
called
Angel.
Paranormal Nation Radio, not so normal, it's because of this.
Yeah.
We're not normal. We are
No.
all out there in left field somewhere or right field.
Normal nation off the
Oh,
track.
yeah.
Yep.
Did you see that ghost? There's a ghost behind you guys just for a second there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. You guys didn't see it? Nobody else saw it?
Behind me?
Behind you? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
actually had some guy call me and tell me that during one of my shows.
Oh, it was a cat.
Yeah,
No.
you did. I
Yeah,
remember that. He kept calling during the
yeah,
show.
he did.
And we
What I
couldn't
saw was
figure out
just
how he
the,
got her phone number.
Was
That
the
we couldn't
lights from the
figure
car
out.
passing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, their window that you don't
I
see
know.
to their right,
I
Dave,
was-
is right in front of the window.
Yeah.
Like it faces the highway.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's a cat
so that's
right,
west.
right behind me on the bed.
Behind us is west, so it's getting all the
What's
car
normal?
windows as it goes by.
Yep.
So, Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Since you deal with a lot of cameras and stuff like that, what do you think of the FLIR?
I like it. Has its uses.
Have you ever
don't
caught
think it gets-
anything with one?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I prove it to be paranormal? No.
I
Okay.
I
Well,
think the FLIR I think is actually was when you're like outdoors, like in open areas. I think it'd work better in that.
I mean, yes and no. Whatever you're shooting has to have enough density to reflect heat, so or reflect the temperature, the
Right.
surface temperature. So something solid passes in front of you. there's that SNL video that everybody laughs about, where they show people farting on ghost hunts with the thermal imaging. It doesn't really detect gas. It
No.
detects temperatures. It's,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's
gaseous
utilized.
temperature. I'm kidding.
I actually don't think it's utilized enough.
I don't either.
To be
It's
honest
not.
with you.
Yeah, we're looking into buying one. That's why I thought I'd get your opinion on
Well,
it too.
You can
Now,
get an
both of them-
attachment for your phone now.
Yeah, they've got the FLIR attachment
Yeah.
for your phone, but don't
Yeah,
do
that's
like
what we're getting.
Right.
the apps, because your phone's camera, like people will
Yeah,
get
the apps I
downloaded,
wouldn't.
and they think they're doing thermal imaging, but it's not, because your
Right.
camera is not a thermal camera.
No.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I was telling Charles last week, where did I put it? I just bought this camera right here. I'm gonna start using it for like my webcam and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice little Canon. It's about $350 to $400. I bought it for $8
At
Wow.
the Goodwill
At
store.
Goodwill.
at Goodwill. Yeah, that's the perks. Them's are the perks.
Yeah, you get to
Mhm.
find it as it's coming in.
Yeah.
So
And
Well,
say,
anyway.
put that away. I need that. Put that away.
The hide is behind.
so have
Price
you
it and hide
heard,
it.
yeah, have you heard about these new, well, it's not new, taking a cell phone and taking off the IR filter off of it and making it, they're calling it a PDA, which is what it used to be called, was a personal data assistant. Now it's going to be a paranormal something assistant. They're calling it PDA. So have you heard anything about that?
I have not.
Because I have multiple cell phones that I
Uh-huh.
can have that done to pretty quickly. All it has to do, you could use it for doing paranormal investigations and actually streaming it straight from your cell phone with IR removed.
Right.
Well, there are some phones that have built-in infrared
Yeah. But how much
to
are
film
they?
to film at night, like in
Right.
infrared.
Yeah.
Like with night vision. But like your regular phones, the infrared lighting, I don't know if you would actually have to strip the camera itself as much as changing out the sensor in the camera,
Right.
because it's got to be a special sensor to pick up the IR. Regular cameras, they don't pick up infrared light.
No.
I know at one point in time they were taking digital cameras and removing the filter off of it
Well, they were replacing it with something else, but it's what a lot of these cameras out there are doing is basically selling people on the idea of having a full spectrum camera when it's really just infrared lighting. They just put it in a pink tone and tell people, yeah, that's full spectrum, when it's not.
Right.
You're using full spectrum lights. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not even going to be able to look in it. Like, you can't even look at the light with the what is it, UV?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, not UV. The full spectrum lighting. John knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been building had built some full lights for full spectrum use.
Yeah.
But they're very powerful bulbs. They'll blind you,
Mhm.
like literally blind you.
We
Yeah,
have
it's bright stuff.
we have a really nice full spectrum camera. It's probably 15 years old now.
Yeah.
So back when full spectrum was really full spectrum, they didn't have to fake it.
Yeah, on the FLIRs,
Right.
you need I think those would work good, like at outdoor locations or any open areas. But yeah, you need some kind of temperature. But what we found is when spirits are around us, it usually gets colder.
It gets colder, but it won't measure that. Like I
Right.
said, it needs to measure surface temperature.
Right.
Kind of like
Right.
an IR, one of those IR guns, those thermometers.
Yeah.
When you shoot the laser, it just reads the surface temperature. But those things, is people are misusing those all the time. Yeah,
One of these right here.
people are misusing those all the time. They aim it at the floor or something, thinking that the temperature is going down and there must be a ghost, when it's just like, well, cold goes low, heat rises.
Well,
So overnight, the temperatures are going to start dropping. You're going to see the temperatures low.
we've had a lot of vacations where I didn't need a damn temperature gauge or not. I mean, you could
Yeah.
literally feel it. In fact, there was one when we were at Sally House in the basement with Rick. It got so cold like that. This is in April. It was like, I don't know, 70 degrees. It got so cold so quick that I turned my head to the left. Mike turned his to the right to see if we could see our breath.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it got that cold that fast.
I've been in situations where, like,
that was weird.
Somebody told me in broad daylight, even, where somebody was like, "Oh my God, it's getting so cold," and I was looking at them when they said it, and I could see their breath.
Yeah,
and it's summertime.
Yeah, it's 70, 80 degrees outside, and you see their breath.
70 degrees.
Yeah, and then shortly after I seen that, I saw a shadow. So that
And our question here,
we
used SLS cameras. Yes, we have. I can debunk a lot of that SLS stuff. Ones I can't debunk that I'm still trying to figure out is when we're getting a stick figure crawling across the grass. That shouldn't make a stick figure at all. So, and that's happened multiple times at the cemetery, at 2 different cemeteries.
Right.
So, but a lot of the other stuff, doorways, chairs,
curtains,
curtain panels will do it real good. A stand-up straight light will make a stick figure. A chair will. So, yeah, there's a lot of debunking, but some things you can't. You have to look into it deeper.
Yes.
When that came out, I was pretty intrigued by it, but the longer it was out, the more I just kind of got turned off by it. And
well,
I'm to the
we
point
were
where
intrigued.
I'll buy one now.
We were intrigued and kind of got bummed out on it. I did, because everybody shows them on YouTube, dancing on a table. Look behind the table. There's something there.
Right.
Well, perfect example, and Ron can verify this. When we was at Ashmore, we was up in the room that's fixed up real nice up there on the 2nd floor, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
In there, had a stationary computer with an SLS camera, stationary. The doorway, the camera did not pick it up in the doorway. It was over on the flat wall.
Yeah, well, there was nothing on that wall at all.
And the only time it would be sitting there, it wouldn't hardly move until somebody would come walking through that doorway, and then it would reach over and hit them on the head.
Yeah.
So that one's kind of.
That one was a good one. That was one of the better ones.
Yeah, because I kept telling, if you remember, I kept telling you it's not in the doorway.
And then the little imps. Which
the little
imps later.
in the Sally House.
Little 4-legged, look like little dogs or something.
Right.
Climbing up on top of each other.
In between the furnaces in the basement of the Sally House. There was one there in between them and one down below.
Crawl up and go up higher. And like, what are we watching?
Those two were kind of.
Yeah.
You have to look into it more.
But there was nothing that either one of those.
But it's hard to prove anything is paranormal anymore.
Right.
True.
So, hey, Dave, Angel asks, what's your favorite investigation?
She's leading me with this one.
I know she is.
She already knows.
That's her job.
She already knows. Individual investigation. There's 2 of them that are going to be at my top. One was one I did at the Brown Mansion. We had a group of people. We were doing an overnight thing, raising money for them, and we split up into 2 groups. 7 people with my group, 7 people with my buddy Mike's group, and this was a night like I went down to the basement to check on Mike's group, and we were getting communication through knocking. Once for yes, twice for no, for about 40 minutes.
Wow.
It was so consistent that I took another member of the team, went up to the floor above, and we were hearing the knocks 10 feet in front of us. And then about 15, 20 minutes later, I hear Gene trying to radio for Mike, one of my team members, upstairs. And I went to go check on him, see what he wanted, and was halfway up the stairs when we heard a loud boom and all the girls started screaming. And we ran up into the room, found Gene trying to pick himself up off the floor. He was like a punched out boxer, had no energy, couldn't hardly stand. All the girls screaming, huddled in a corner. found out Gene had seen this female apparition in this connected bedroom, and he attempted to chase it, and he said it felt like something went through him, but when it did, it knocked him down, and he broke a chair on his way down, and if the chair wasn't where it was at, he would have went out the second floor window. So that was one of my most favorite investigations because of that activity, but also the reason why Angel posted the one I did with Rick for Paranormal Studies, the first pilot, the evidence, the whole experiment that we did was amazing. Like it was really good. So definitely that one.
Paranormal Studies.
Paranormal Studies. My
Is
pilot
that on YouTube or something, or
yeah, the pilot's on YouTube. Both pilots. I shot two. One I did with Rick Rose, and Angel.
I have to watch those.
Years ago.
They're good.
And then
As
the
I
Wait,
say,
one,
anybody that's listening, Dave does great.
That's
Really
the video. Sorry, that's the video that you and Rick got the great thing on, right? The
yeah,
audio
we got
evidence.
the arguing from Malvern Manor.
Right.
That's
Yep.
a great one.
That we've all used at times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's.
And then we shot a more updated version of the Paranormal Study pilot Charles was in, with Dan Williams and quite a few other people.
Yeah.
It was a different experiment that time, but
So did you use Charlie as bait?
we
Yes.
used everybody as bait.
Dan
He
especially.
Okay.
Dan baited me really good.
Dan baited
good.
he baited those guys really good.
He got me really good.
Basically, what we did was we took them to a place that was reportedly haunted and a place that wasn't haunted.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we told one group that this place was haunted and told the other group that it wasn't haunted. Then on the second place, we switched it and told the other group that it was haunted and wasn't haunted.
Right.
And we wanted to see how this perception messes with your mind and how you investigate and things like that. So it's a psychological test.
I kind of had an edge up on the second.
He did.
The second
Yeah.
location, though,
You knew
because
Right. Yeah, I remember. I did see that one.
Well, yeah, I remember it too. I was
which
really
I mean, Dan got me because he was talking about.
Yeah, you guys asked if there was you guys were
it
asking
was
for
like-
a little hint of something.
Yeah, because I think it was something to do with the medals or something that was in the.
Civil War stuff. Like
Yes,
there
it was
may or may
Civil
not
War.
be
It was like a Civil War death or something that happened there. Well, no, it wasn't a Civil War death, but someone did die there. And that was.
No, he told you
was
that
funny.
there's some stuff, and there may or may not be something to do with the
Yeah.
lake. And you guys started focusing on the lake.
Which there was something with the lake.
is this out at the mausoleum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we haven't gotten out there yet. Bart keeps telling us we need to go out there and
Oh yeah, it's a really neat place. I'd love to go there again. I haven't been in a while, but yeah, it was. Once I found out what actually did happen at the lake, it made more sense.
we have another question for
Yeah,
you
we can
guys.
squeeze it in.
What is the most amazing item that you have had at any place that was haunted? I don't know if it means
Item you
or-
saw
or
or,
if-
took or I don't.
or if we're talking just in general. I know Dave just talked about the most amazing things that he has had happen to him. So Anthony, if you could give us a little bit more information, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'd answer it.
I will say that when I went to Garnett, seeing the cabinets in the kitchen / hospital, whatever right when you walk in the back door,
Where the
you
X-ray
see the table,
room is, the
and
X-ray
then you
table.
see a giant cabinet to the right. Well, in that cabinet, there's a bunch of different old, like medication, whether it be not just medication, but just like a bunch of old
Yeah.
vials and jars of stuff. I was sitting there for 20 minutes, just looking at all the different kinds of things in the bottles. It was really, really neat. It was really
He
cool.
said basically you answered the question because he says items that you have found.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so
No, I didn't find it per se, but it existed there, and
Well-
I thought it was really neat stepping back in history.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen was the Brown Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
All the glass in that place is Tiffany's.
Mm.
All of it. Windows, the stained glass, the drinking glasses, everything is Tiffany's.
Wow.
That place, it's one of those places where everything is original to the house. and to the family, except for maybe like 3 items.
Wow.
It is flipping amazing. And the Brown family, they were extremely wealthy. They had their hand in the banks. They had their hand in lumber, oil, and gas, natural gas. So they had their hands in everything. So, yeah.
One of the places that we went was very similar to that. I'm trying to brighten my computer because my computer just went dark.
Mm-hmm. Your camera went dark.
Yeah, I know.
There was a place I found a K2 meter.
Well, it's
you know what? Finding that stuff in the chimney was pretty neat.
The chimney? Which chimney is this?
Malvern.
Okay, so last time, I'll tell her. I'm sorry. Last time we went to Malvern, I had no idea that there was a chimney up in the attic.
How did you not know that?
Every time I went, there was a cover or like something on it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't realize that it was a chimney.
It was painted.
I didn't think it was a chimney. It was nothing. Every time I went there was a sheet over it, and I never asked questions.
Let me interject one thing real quick. The reason I even did this is because the chimneys, you know where the chimneys at, is kind of center of the roof.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So
great place to do this.
I tell Dave, hey, I'm going to do a recording session, and I'm going to put it in this chair over here. And he's like, no, put it on top of the chimney. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Sets it on top. Whoosh.
False.
Oh.
We were live on TikTok.
We were live on TikTok. That
and
recorder
I just started
falls.
laughing. I couldn't help but laugh.
And I hear the scratch, and I'm like, what? What just happened? And then it hits me, and I'm like, oh, no.
So I saw the look on his face, and I immediately started going, so if anybody wants to donate to the Charles Needs a New Recorder Fund.
So then we start to decide, so let's go look for this thing. And I'm like, oh, God, I hope this goes all the way to the basement or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So we decided to check the basement first. We go down to the basement, whatever, and we look around, and there's no access points. They were all sealed up, except for this one piece of metal pipe coming in and out. And I was like, oh, it's probably there for a reason. Don't mess with it. But then the more we investigated, the more you could tell it just pops out. Like, super easy to get. So it comes out, whatever, and we're looking in the hole or whatever, and then we start to see something like black and fuzzy back in the hole. And I'm just like, Dave, I see hair. Because I'm taking pictures, he's holding a light, whatever. I was like, I see hair. There's something fuzzy right there. So he grabs a chair, gets in there. He's able to see it. The recorder's literally right there. And it's this stuffed animal. I guarantee somebody placed up there. Yeah, like there was crystals, a penny. But the recorder literally just, the batteries popped out, put the batteries back in, turned it on, worked just fine. Because a little dusty. Exactly. So thankfully,
did it record anything on the way down?
I'm sure it did. Yeah, it did. But it wasn't. You couldn't really hear it though. It was just. Anyways.
It said, "I'll get Charles when he gets me."
No. It was just random, funny, stupid things that happens during investigations that you don't realize.
The best thing that happened was seeing Charlie run out of the back of Malvern up to the front, and I'm laughing my ass off.
You found something in your bag, didn't you? That was weird.
What is this now?
It's the doll they like to mess with me with.
Now that evidence might have been fake.
What is it with you and dolls in Malvern?
I don't know.
Because night he was talking about, like during the day we set up Josh's haunted doll that's in the case and everything.
Right.
We hit the nursing home wing.
It's got a crucifix on it, by the way, from the Catholic Church. It has a crucifix on it from the Catholic Church. Just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, I set up a TikTok just to see if anybody would catch it move. Let it run for like 30 minutes, I think. And so later on during the investigation, I'm like, let's open this thing up. Let's let whatever's in it out.
Nope.
This guy.
Nope.
This guy.
I said no. I just said no. Don't do it. And I even said, I was like,
I will leave.
What I say about Josh, I was like, I don't even think Josh wants it open.
No,
Like,
Josh,
no,
and Josh
no,
was like,
no.
"Go for it." When we told him the
Yeah.
next day, he was like,
But no, I asked Josh. I was like, Josh, have you ever like done this? And he said no.
"Yeah."
Because he said no to never opening in the doll, and I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad I didn't open it then.
Yeah, he's never done that. But
Yeah.
he was like, when I asked him if he cared, he's like, "Dude, go for it."
Well, that was you, not me.
He said it in front of you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's with you there, not me.
You should open.
I
it
don't
and
deal
do
with
it
haunted dolls,
yourself.
my guy. The closest I'll get is that cabinet at McIntyre Villa being open. That's it.
You don't deal with dolls. You don't deal with clowns. You don't deal with the only one that you deal with that's a
right,
doll
write
or a
this down.
clown is David.
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't know if he heard that. I don't think he heard it because he was talking.
Yeah, he heard it. I saw his eyes go.
I'm writing it down.
Good. Good. No, I just nope. No thanks. I'm good.
So can you guys tell everybody where they can find you guys at?
Well, at 8:00 tonight, in 1 hour, we are going to be doing our show, Boogeyman Radio, on youtube.com/at Boogeyman Radio Show. Since I'm being punished by Facebook, we can't actually broadcast on Facebook for
Thanks,
a month.
Facebook.
Yeah. But on YouTube tonight, we're doing our paranormal game night. So you guys want to come over, have some fun, relax, chill, play some games, and that's what we're doing tonight. But our show, we usually talk about the paranormal, different things in the paranormal. Rarely do we do interviews, but we even do conspiracy theory and true crime. So a little bit of something for everybody.
Great
And in the After Dark, we get a little risque, if you know what I'm saying.
That's true. We have a Patreon. If anybody wants to join our Patreon, it's patreon.com/Boogeyman Radio. Costs $2.49 a month, less than a gallon of gas. And you get we let our hair down, like he said. We get a little risque for.
I go full Hulk Hogan. I just start ripping shirts.
Oh, I thought you guys just didn't wear pants.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing pants now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You said clothing optional.
Yeah. Ron's wearing pants.
from the top. Wow, that's good.
So am I.
He's wearing short shorts just so.
Well, you guys are the ones getting up most of the time, so I figured I'd hope you guys be wearing pants.
Well, I have to. I have cats to feed.
Right.
No, it's fine.
Well,
So
you know what?
they come over and start bugging me like, my bowl is empty.
Dad, it's feeding time. Where are you at?
So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for coming on. We enjoyed talking to you guys as we always do.
Oh,
and anytime you guys want to come on and share anything with us, please do. And
Yep.
join me next Monday night for my show at 7 p.m. Central, The Paranormal Pride. My guest is going to be Lena Townsend. She is a local psychic medium. I know, Charlie, you know her.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Really good.
I've known her for way too many years at this point. Long before people associated me with the paranormal, I knew her. So, and then join us here next Tuesday night at 5:00 for Paranormal Nation Radio Not So Normal with us and Carl and whoever I can find to be a guinea pig.
That's right.
Also, real quick, can I throw something out there?
Sure.
Yeah.
If those who join our Patreon, tonight I'm going to be showing you guys something very special.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, a teaser.
Something
He
like
is-
that.
Be the after hour part.
Just the tip.
Yep. All right.
Okay, we're gonna go there again.
Right.
Thanks, everybody in the chat.
Yeah. And everybody check out the Billerites Network on Facebook, as long as we're still on Facebook. Born TV over on Rumble, where we're live at. And also Things Network and Rising Entertainment Facebook page.
And
So
Japan
check.
Paranormal.
Yeah, Japan Paranormal. Can't forget them. They allow us to go live over on their page.
Oh, nice.
So, oh yeah, they're real good over there. You ought to check it out. Anyway, thank you and join us. Let's see. The next show I got coming up will be Friday night. We the People podcast. So check that one out where we talk about everything.
That's open mic, right?
Yeah, it's open mic. Anybody can come on live and talk.
There you go, Charlie.
Check us out. And we will see you next week here on Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal. Have a good evening.
The views expressed here are solely the opinions of the hosts and the guests, and not necessarily those of the network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. If you have an issue with the content of the show, please contact the show host. Thank you.